The 13th Amendment, which passed on December 6, 1865, was the initial abolishment of slavery. In the amendment, it has a quote that states, "Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any other place subject to their jurisdiction." President Lincoln was the president in office during the 13th Amendment was passed. The Senate and the House both passed it, leading it on to be ratified after President Lincoln approved in December. The amendment alone, however, was not enough to abolish slavery. The 13th Amendment would later be part of a trio of amendments, the 14th and the 15th, as Civil War amendments that has a huge effect on the civil rights of all Americans. The 14th Amendment was submitted to Congress after the ending of the Civil War with equal rights, both civil and legal, to the black citizens. The major thing that was pushed in the 14th Amendment was that all persons born or naturalized in the United States, meaning that the former slaves and the children of the slaves, will be granted citizenship. Another big add-on to the amendment was that no state shall be allowed to take away a person's life, liberty, or property without due process of the law. After getting freedom due to the 13th and 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment gave black men the right to vote. After the 15th Amendment was passed, the freed blacks were expected to fend for themselves. Looking at the 5th Amendment and now, this is really the beginning of the problems for equality with blacks. All the way from the 1880s to the 1960s, a huge part of the American states enforced segregation through Jim Crow laws. From Delaware to California and from North Dakota to Texas, many states, cities being a part of this too, could impose legal punishments on people for consorting with members of another race. The most common laws used from this prohibited interracial marriage and ordered business managers to keep blacks and the whites in separate locations while running their business. There's a set of law on a lot of different occupations which would make what white people did different with what the black people had to do. Born in 1920 in Oklahoma, James J. Kilpatrick knew what he wanted to do for his life at a very early age and became a professional reporter in 1941. Over his career as a writer, Kilpatrick became the most known political writer during his time. Kilpatrick had a huge effect on everyone's view on politics by giving truthful facts and knowledge to persuade his readers. The reputation that Kilpatrick also had grown for himself caused many people to really read his stuff and agree with his views on topics. In 1989, Howard University gained national attention when the students rose up in protest against the appointment of the then Republican National Committee Chairman Lee Atwater as a new member of the university's Board of Trustees. Atwater had run Senator Strom Thurmond's campaign. During his years in South Carolina, Atwater became well known for running hard-edged campaigns based on emotional wedge issues, which were basically defined by many as dirty tricks. Born September 3, 1896, Charles Houston was a black lawyer who played a very crucial role in dismantling the Jim Crow laws. Along with that, Houston also trained the very known Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall. Charles Houston is known widely as the man who killed Jim Crow, as he played a role in nearly every civil rights case all the way from 1930 to the Brown versus the Board of Education in 1954. Houston used a very smart approach in defeating the Jim Crow law by using the term separate but equal. Houston studied at Howard University and had very close ties to people from the likes of Harvard.